Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability. Now, this is part number 21. So, in this session, we are going to begin some new types of passages as you see in your exams as well. These passages are quite easy, but they have some different manner. Okay, so what is the method of solving these types of passages? Let us see in this session. So, in this session, we will discuss introduction to the new types of passages, and after that, example passage 1 and then example passage 2. Now, this is the contents of this part number 21. Now, what is the introduction of the new types of passages and what is example passage 1 and example passage 2? Basically, you will find short passages in this session. Okay, uh, till now we have done at least 24 passages, and those passages were very lengthy, and the questions based on them were very tricky. They were not simple at all. But in this session, you will be getting some passages which are quite easy, in which you can easily get the answer from the passage itself, and the passage will be very short. You can easily answer them. Now, this section comprises of questions based upon a brief passage. Brief means short passage. The passage will be short, precise, usually consisting of one or two paragraphs only. As you have seen in our earlier passages, that there were more than three paragraphs. Maybe there were four paragraphs or more than that as well. But in this session, we will be doing passages which has only one paragraph or maybe possible two paragraphs as well. The candidate is required to analyze the contents of the passage. It means whatever is written in the passage, that is the content of the passage, we have to look at it. And there is very simple method that in these type of passages we should first read the entire passage, because the passages are too short and very simple. They are written in very simple language. You can easily just go through the passage. They are not tricky, and then answer the questions that follow. And after that, we have to answer those questions which are after the passage. The questions are lesson numbers and they will be very easy. So we will be doing small but simple paragraphs or simple passages. But in this session, we are just going to discuss two passages, that is example passage 1 and passage 2. This is example passage. In the next session, we will be doing passages themselves. So in this session, we will be doing passages, and based on which we have been given the questions and we have to answer them. And also, here we have questions along with the solutions and explanations. It means I have given explanations also in this session, though I will be discussing each and every question with you in details. So let us begin these kind of passages. Now, one more thing is there. If you see that these type of passages you may find in any competitive exam, and it is not required that only in this type of exam or this sort of exam. You will be seeing these type of passages in CLAT and other exams as well, because they have appeared in those exams only. So they have taken from there only. Sorry, they have been taken from there only. So you may find that these types of passages may also come in your exam. Possibly they are more in numbers if they are very simple. So let us move to the passage number 1, that is example passage number 1. So first we will be doing example passage number 1. Very simple paragraph. First of all, we'll read the entire passage. Read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. Many poor farmers had been compelled means forced, to take up indigo cultivation. Indigo is blue in color. You can see something like blue flowers, and blue color flowers are there, which are used to wash the clothes. For example, if you have heard word Neel in Hindi, and you must have used them to wash your clothes, to wash the white clothes. Like when white clothes are washed, after that they are you can say drowned in indigo, just to have that bluish color along with white. So just to have that, that is called indigo. So indigo was cultivated in India only when the British settlers were given the right to purchase and cultivate land in India. So British settlers, they were given the right to purchase and cultivate the land in India. What they did, many whites here means, whites means Britishers, because they are white in color, so they were called whites. Therefore either acquired land, okay, they acquired land, or advanced loans. Or what they did, they advanced loans to poor farmers. Suppose poor farmers are there, they do not have land, so Britishers, they forced them, they just advanced them loans to take the land and cultivate them uh, according to their requirement, and pressured means compelled, forced them to forsake the farming of food grains. It means they have been said, or they have been ordered or compelled to forsake means leave. Okay, we leave anything, that is forsake. So they said that you have to forsake the farming of food grains. It means they were compelled not to do the farming of food grains. They were not authorized to cultivate food grains over there on those lands. And other cash crops also, uh, you can say forbidden to cultivate cash crops for indigo cultivation, just for indigo cultivation. It means they were forced not to cultivate the land for the food grains or the cash crops, but they were compelled to cultivate indigo over there. Okay, so they were not allowed to raise food grains over there. In fact, they were just permitted. In fact, they were ordered. In fact, they were compelled or forced for the cultivation of indigo. Indigo export to Europe. Now, what was the main aim of this? That they were exporting, they wanted to export indigo to Europe. Was lucrative. Lucrative means profitable for the British settlers who held a monopoly of this business. Monopoly means that only their authority was there. There was no other person in the market. Okay, only the British settlers were there to sell or export these indigo, export this indigo over there in Europe. And they got money from there, so it was really profitable for all of them. So because they had monopoly means there was no competitor, you can say. Monopoly here means that monopoly is one person. When only one person occupies the entire business, there is monopoly for of this business. Within a few years, most of the fertile lands had undergone forcible indigo cultivation. So, within a few years, most of the fertile lands means the land where the crops can be raised easily, or when the land is very fertile, so soil is very fertile, so that we could you can say cultivate food grains, cash crops, etc. But those lands were just they were have to be removed from the food grains. In fact, or you can say food grains were removed from there, and that land was under the cultivation of indigo only, so they were forced to do so. Forcible indigo cultivation resulting in a famine situation in Bengal. So everyone was worried over there. If you remember Champaran, okay, Champaran by Gandhiji. So Champaran Act was there by Gandhiji. So it was for this indigo only. So that Champaran movement was done for this indigo cultivation only. So Gandhiji, Shri Mahatma Gandhiji, he was there with in the Bengal to do this Champaran movement. And after that, all this was easily all this was you can say they fought for it. And he removed this indigo cultivation from there. He helped actually most of the fertilizer. Okay, when the farmers declined to cultivate indigo, they were tortured, jailed, and even killed. So they were very you can say they were very uh, upset, or they were very worried, because whenever they declined to cultivate indigo, they were tortured by the British settlers, they were jailed, it means they were sent to prison for no reason, and even they were killed. Okay, you can say murdered. Now we have some questions based on this passage. Now let us do the questions. Okay, so the first question is, the poor farmers in Bengal took up indigo cultivation because, and the options are, the government gave them subsidies for this purpose, it was a money earning crop, they were forced to do so, this was the only crop that would grow in the region. Now, the question is, the poor farmers in Bengal took up indigo cultivation. It means they were doing indigo cultivation instead of food grains and cash crops. What was the reason behind it? Of course, as we have seen this, that they were therefore acquired land and they and pressured them to forsake the farming of food grains and cash crops for indigo cultivation. They and pressured means forced, so they were forced to do so. So answer will be C. As you can see, it is given the statement that many poor farmers have had been compelled to take up indigo cultivation gives the answer. As you can see here as well, many poor farmers had been compelled to take up indigo when the British settlers were right to purchase cultivated land in India. So this is the reason for this answer, as we can see over here as well. Now let us move to the next one. Read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. We have already read the passage. Now we have to answer the question which is given to us. And the question is, British settlers bought land in Bengal in order to. So why did they buy land in Bengal? For the option A is cultivate indigo, grow crops for the poor farmers, own agricultural property, settle down in India. So why did they buy land in Bengal? Obviously, we know well that they purchase and cultivate land in India. Many whites therefore acquired land or advanced loans to poor farmers and pressured them to forsake the farming of food grains and other cash crops for indigo cultivation. So just to cultivate indigo, they bought land. So answer will be A. As you can see that it is given clearly, the fact is evident from the statement that many whites up to the word cultivation. As you can see over here, many whites therefore either acquired land or advanced loans to poor farmers and pressured them to forsake. Okay, and so on. So this is for the indigo cultivation, they bought lands in Bengal. Now let us move to the question number 3. Question number 3 is, indigo export was profitable for British settlers because, why it was profitable to them? Labor was cheap, they had no competitors, the land was fertile, they could oppress the farmers. So why was it very easy for them, or why was it profitable for the British settlers to cultivate indigo? What was the motive behind it? So you can say over here, according to this line, indigo export to Europe was lucrative. Lucrative means profitable for the British settlers who held a monopoly of the business. And monopoly means when there is no competitor. We are the only owner of the business in the entire world or anywhere. So they had no competitors. So the answer will be that they had no competitors because they had a monopoly over there. So B will be the correct answer. Okay. As you can see, it is mentioned in the passage that British held a monopoly of indigo business, and this indicates that they had no competitors. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. Now, here passage 1 ends and passage 2 begins. So again, we'll do the same thing. We'll read the entire passage, and after that, we will do the questions that are following the passage. I hope the passage number 1 was very simple and you understood each and every question of that particular passage. Now, as many questions as can be made from that passage, I hope you will be able to do all of them because the passage is too short and very, very simple. And I have already told you meaning of each and every word as it is written. Okay, now this will be passage number 2. So first of all, we'll read the entire passage. That is passage number 2. This is example passage only. Okay, So here you can see the Rajputs. So here we are talking about the Rajputs. Occupy an honored place in the history of India. Okay, honored place means a place who everyone, you can say everyone praise, everyone respects. That is a honored place. Okay. Now one more thing is there. If you have an exam, it totally depends on time, but in such exams what you have to do, you will be given the passages only, so you have only one option. I suggest you now as well, first of all read the entire passage thoroughly, and after that start attempting the questions. You will find that your time will not be wasted at all. Of course you will be knowing the keywords and and the location, and you will be you will have an idea that what the passage is about. So it is very required point that first you have to read the entire passage. Okay. Now if the passages are too short, then also it will be very easy for all of you to first read the entire passage. The Rajputs occupy an honored place in the history of India. They were a warlike people, proud and patriotic. So they were warlike, it means always ready to war with or fight people. Proud and patriotic, obviously they are proud of being the Rajputs, and patriotic as well, it means they were fond of their motherland, or they are just you can say they love their motherland a lot. They were jealous of their honor and would lay down their lives to uphold it. It means for their honor, they are they feel envy, or what they can do, they can lay their lives. It means they can die just for the sake of their honor. They loved their homes and fought bravely to defend the honor of their women folk. Also, one quality of Rajput is there, that they love their homes and home people a lot. They can even die for just to defend the women's society of their culture, of their home, of their motherland. Nothing would tame their spirits. Tame means weaken their spirits. Okay. Perils only increased, called forth their courage, and poverty only increased their power of resistance. None could fight like the courage motto was better death than dishonor. So it is their motto, that is better death. It means better die than dishonor, or to be dishonored. So they can they can die, but they cannot bend their heads. Okay, in front of anyone. They though their heads will be cut off. Which of the following represents the central theme of the passage? The pride of the Rajputs, Rajputs and their sacrifices, the rise and fall of the Rajputs, and the Rajputs, the spirit heroes of Indian history. Now you have to tell that what is the theme of the passage. Of course, in this passage, in the entire passage, we have talked about or praised, extolled Rajputs and their dignity. So, they are the spirited heroes of Indian history, as we have read it in the first line, that Rajputs occupy an honored place in the history. So they are the spirited heroes of Indian history. Spirited means zealous. It means they have zeal. So they are spirited heroes of Indian history. Here we have not talked about any sacrifices that Rajputs have made. We are not saying that Rajputs were pride of this. No, they just love their honor. And rise and fall is not the theme of the passage. The passage is that they the spirited heroes of Indian history. So here answer will be D. This is very simple. Now let us move to the next one. Here is the explanation. First of all, let us see this. The passage talks about the qualities of Rajputs which gave them honorable place in history. That is why its theme is the spirited heroes of Indian history. Now let us move to the next one. Again, this is the same passage, and the question is, which of the following is opposite in meaning to the word proud in the passage? Now, in a passage, we will be given the questions like opposite or the antonium or the synonym of the same meaning word of the passage, of the word as given in the passage. So we can do these type of questions very easily by just seeing that word and comparing it with the context of the passage, or seeing that how that word has been used in the context of the passage. Now, here the options are humble, kind, courteous, and cowardly. So, they are saying about the opposite. Okay, they are asking the opposite. Opposite means the word which is uh, just opposite or which is not the same in meaning. So, proud, humble, kind, courteous, and cowardly. So, the answer will be A, that is humble. Proud means when we are zealous of some word, when we are proud of some word, and humble means modest. So the opposite of proud is humble. The next question is the expression tame their spirits in the passage mean. So what is the meaning of the phrase that is tame their spirits? Suppress their ambitions, arouse their enthusiasm, develop their courage, curb their enthusiasm. So it will be D. Tame means weaken, okay, and curb means to cut, and tame means to weaken. The courage, okay, the enthusiasm, the zeal, the enthusiasm, they are excited. So their spirit shows that they are zealous, or they are very excited to do anything. But here curb their enthusiasm means cut their enthusiasm. So here we can see that nothing can weaken their zeal or their excitement. Okay. So tame means domesticate, or and or curb, and spirits stands for the word enthusiasm. Yes, now the question is which of the following statements is not true in the context of the passage? It means they are asking about the false statement. Now, in these type of questions, you should be well aware of the questions which is asked, whether the statements they are asking about the true statement or the not true. It means false statement. So, in these type of questions, go through the words carefully. Otherwise, the questions will be wrong. Now, the statements are the Rajputs achieved eminence in history due to their great bravery. Second one, they are asking about the not true statement. Okay, it means they are asking about the false statement. Just keep this in mind. They were homely people and would fight for upholding women's honor. In moments of danger, they would exhibit great courage. They could not, however, face the challenge of poverty. So, in these four lines, if we say that they are asking about the not true statement, is of course, if we say that Rajputs achieved eminence in history due to their great bravery, yes, that is fine. That is true. They were homely people and would fight because yes, they loved their homes, so they can fight for the women's honor. So this statement is also correct. In moments of the danger, they would exhibit great courage. They could, however, face the challenge of poverty. So, this will be the incorrect statement. It is not given in the passage as well. So, they could not, however, face the challenge of poverty. They can face the challenge of everything. They can fight for their dignity. They can fight for their honor. They can fight for their home and women. So, why will they not be able to face the challenge of poverty? They can do anything just for their dignity, just to maintain their dignity. And also, it is not given in the passage as well. Therefore, our answer will be D. So, the first sentence of the passage verifies A. The second, they loved to folk in the passage proves the B to be the correct statement. The sentence parallels courage in the passage verifies the truth of C. The sentence in poverty resistance in the passage indicates that Rajputs were not afraid of poverty, hence T is not true. As you can see here as well, that it is written that perils only increased called forth their courage, and poverty only increased their power of resistance. So this shows that they are not afraid of poverty at all. So the statement D statement is absolutely not true, or you can say this statement is not correct. This is false statement which is given to us. So D will be the correct answer of this passage. Oh, sorry, of this question. Now let us move to the next one. And the next question is, according to the writer, the Rajputs occupy an honored place in history because why? Why do they acquire this place? They were fond of wars. They were proud of their war. They were jealous of people's honor. They lived and died upholding their self respect. Now, if we say that they were fond of wars, so it is like it is written they were warlike people, proud and patriotic. They were jealous of their honor. Okay, but if we see the C statement, it is written they were jealous of people's honor. No, they are not jealous of people's honor. They are jealous of their honor. They were proud of their war. No, they are not proud of their war. They are just warlike. They were fond of wars. No, they were not bellicose. They were not fond of wars. In fact, they were warlike. It means warlike people means they who are ready to fight if it is required. They are not like that just to fight with anyone, whether there is reason or not. No, they were not. They are not bellicose. They are good people. In fact, they are brave people because they fight if it is required, and they are always ready to fight. Okay, they lived and died upholding their self-respect. Yes, this is very simple and easy. Sorry, this is very true, because they just to uphold just to uphold their honor, they would lay down their lives. It means they can die. So answer will be D. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. So the statement D is clearly implied from the passage. Now, these were two passages that we have done over here. We have done example passage 1 and we have done example passage 2. I hope both of these passages were very easy, and you must have found these passages easy, and also you were able to answer each and every question properly. So, as these passages are, we will be doing in our next session some more passages like this. And for these type of passages, some questions are very important because these are very short paragraphs or short passages. So first we have to read the entire passage, and the number of questions that appear, maybe they are 5 or 10. And though the passage is very simple, you may also find some passages which are tricky, or in which you have to analyze or infer the answer from the passage, which is not given directly as well. And also you have to look for the vocabulary, so that you will be able to answer the words easily. Now, one sometimes it happens, for example, if I see this passage only, now here, as you can see this. Okay, now let us see this passage. Here it is written, perils only increased called forth their courage, and poverty only increased their power of resistance. So this line may be possible. Here the words which are given to you may be possible. You don't know the meaning of these words. Still, you can analyze the meaning of these words or this line from the context of the passage. Okay, so in that case, if you have been asked about the meaning or the opposite of that particular word, you should analyze the word with the help of the passage only, with the context of the passage only, and after that you will be able to answer that particular word or to analyze the meaning or the opposite of that particular word very easily. Here it is written, perils only increased called forth. Okay, their courage, and poverty only increased their power of resistance. Okay, so according to this, that they are talking about the Rajputs, and they are extolling extolling the Rajputs, and they are saying that they will not bend their heads in front of anything. They face the challenge and they are always ready to fight with. So they are just extolling Rajputs in all the written in the entire passage. So I hope this is simple and you understood the entire paragraph very easily. So we have done example number 1, example number 2. So these are very simple. Thanks to you. In the next session we will be doing some more passages. Okay.